So most days, this is how I wake up to get ready for my internship. And this little guy is my cat Toast. Maya Jones, and I'm currently an intern with the juvenile courts. I chose this internship because I love working with kids, and I've had a history with working with kids as a daycare teacher. And with my interest in criminal justice, I thought that the juvenile courts would be the best place for me. The juvenile courts is an independent court, which means that it's separate from adult court, meaning that they have authority over all juveniles within Cobb County and any juveniles who are from outside of Cobb County. If they commit crimes within the county, it goes to this court first. The Cobb Juvenile Courts is more than just a court. They do way more than trial. They process juveniles, do drug tests, prescribe services, and help families get in touch with resources. For example, earlier this month, a couple juveniles took a conflict resolution class. In this class, they learned skills to better handle conflict in their lives instead of resorting to violence. Another example is the CASA volunteer interviews and trainings. CASA stands for Court Appointed Special Advocate. Having volunteers is crucial in helping them expand their reach into the communities. The hierarchy of the juvenile courts isn't exactly a hierarchy. At the top, there's Mr. Graves, who's the court administrator, and then there's also the judges. Judge West runs Peer Court, a evening operation that helps high school students better understand the court system through a mock trial, sometimes even with real offenders. Then there's Judge Patterson, who is the only woman, and she runs a drug court. Lastly, Judge Granis and Judge Hamby. In these courts, there's many courtroom actors. One of them that I got to meet was Mr. Green, who's a court reporter. Mr. Green uses a stenographer, and in this machine, he's able to quickly describe court proceedings. There's also another machine that he uses that utilizes newer technology to record audio. Next, there's the clerks for the court and for the programs. On the 6th floor, the court clerks put out schedules, keep the courts organized, and really just help everybody stay efficient. On the 5th floor, the program clerks sign in juveniles and their parents, direct people to the right direction, and organize drug testing. Doing this, they keep the program side of the juvenile courts efficient. While at the juvenile courts, I learned so much. The information that I'm taking with me is immeasurable to anything that I could have ever imagined. Firstly, I learned professionalism. There are so many people within this office, and they've taught me that there is professionalism and a degree of professionalism that must be had while in an office space like this. But that doesn't mean that you can't have fun, you can't joke around, and you can't have a good time. They taught me that there is a balance to professionalism within a workplace, and that is something that I will definitely take with me. Secondly, this experience has deepened my understanding of the juvenile courts. It's not just the courts. There are so many people working behind the scenes to ensure the best outcome for every single child. And even within the courts, it was amazing to see how the defense attorney and the prosecuting attorney worked together to find the best outcome for every single child that came through that court. And every judge has so much love in their heart for these children and wants only the best for them. I've seen through this court the many possibilities that there are within criminal justice and the many avenues that I can take as a future career. It has been one of the most amazing experiences, and I'm so grateful that I was able to take it.
Like, oh, I cannot right now. Exactly. Yes. Bro, one, two. I was laughing at this one, just like, I had last week, and maybe. Do what? Oh, no, I haven't done them yet. You haven't painted in there? No, not yet.
These next few people are people who I've been able to work with during my internship, and they all have extremely crucial roles within the juvenile courts. With the restorative programs, there is Mrs. Redmond. She is the court administrator. She looks over all the court programs and helps everyone stay tidy and organized. If there's someone who needs help, she is there, always. Next, there's my own internship supervisor, Mrs. Jones. She is the juveniles program supervisor. She also helps keep the juvenile programs running smoothly and make sure that people know where they're going and have the correct files that they need. Next is Mrs. Nayrim. She's in the court support division. She's the court support manager. In this role, she takes on a lot of responsibilities in recommending programs and services for the juveniles who pass through the courts. She does this using the YLS system. The YLS system is used to assess risk within each juvenile. Next, in the intake unit, there is Mrs. Labrie, the intake supervisor. She looks over all juveniles who come through and decides whether they should be handled informally or formally. She does this through examining different factors, such as previous history, severity of the crime, and she also calls parents to understand the juvenile's behavior at home. All of these factors go into deciding whether a child will be handled informally or formally. Formally is going to trial and having that talk with the judge. Informally is where Mr. Thomas steps in. In informal diversion, Mr. Thomas will explain to the juvenile their two options, whether to have a trial or to admit fault and explain their situation, then have their records sealed. The child will have multiple court conditions that they have to complete. This includes staying out of trouble, writing a paper to their parents in the court, and then possibly having multiple drug tests. Lastly, there is the probation division with Mr. Justice, who's a probation supervisor. In this role, he is taking care of different juveniles and their cases, making sure that they stay on top of their court designated items, as well as making sure that they don't cause trouble at home. And if they do, he is required to report to the court. Thank you for watching my video. There isn't much like sources or anything like that because all of this came from my noggin. I've had such a wonderful time working at the juvenile courts, and it has been such a dream to work with Bridget, and I've had just the most fun that I've ever had. I did not think that it was possible to do this. So yeah, bye!